Here's how you make macrame hanging microgreens. This is a form of vertical growing that you can do at home. It saves space. You can grow them in the middle of winter because they only need a little bit of sunlight, just a sunny windowsill will do. And it's the localist produce you'll ever get. For our size terracotta plates, we need about 30 to 35 meters of string. I'm gonna measure out 3 distances, 2 meters, 2.5 and 3. So now I'm gonna cut 4 strings of each length. Take the same sizes all together, all 4 strings, fold them in half and tie a knot with about 1.5 inch loop. And I'm gonna do that for each of the 3 sizes of string. We're gonna work on 1 knotted piece of string at a time. Separate them into pairs. We've got our 4 pairs of string. We're now gonna tie knots about 1 foot from the bottom, and we want them all at the same height. We're gonna take 1 string from each pair and tie another knot about 2 inches down with all of the adjacent strings. And now we're going to tie the 2 loose ends together, making a kind of knotted tube. We're now going to repeat that with 2 strings from opposite knots and go all the way around like we did with the first layer of knots. And we're going to try and place our bowl inside. Spacing out the strings equally, 1 last big knot at the bottom. We've got to repeat all of these steps again with our other 2 layers, so we've got a dangly structure. All done. Microgreens, what are they and why should you grow them right now in the winter? Essentially, microgreens are baby plants sown really densely and picked young, which means they're very high in nutrients, particularly vitamin C and A, and minerals zinc and potassium. Microgreens are a nutritional powerhouse. They're so densely packed with antioxidants like polyphenols and sulfur compounds, which are amazing for your lungs, being slightly antimicrobial, so excellent for cold and flu season. In the winter months, most of the food we get in supermarkets is imported from very far away. This is as local as it gets. You can literally reach over while you're cooking, grab a handful and use it in a dish. Traditionally, it's mostly things like brassicas, like radish seed, broccoli and kale. You can save those yourself if you allow your broccoli to go into flower and they produce thousands of seeds. Or you can just buy them as microgreens. They're much, much cheaper to buy in bulk as a microgreen seed. Other things you can grow include culinary herbs or even onions, which make beautiful, spicy little sprouts. So what do you need? You need soil, you need seeds, and any kind of vessel. It's about 1 centimetre of soil in your chosen vessel. Terracotta is actually quite porous, so you don't have to put holes in it for microgreens. But if you're using like a plastic container, like a mushroom box, you might want to stuff a few holes in there. We're going to sprinkle on our seeds, but way thicker than what you would normally do when you're planting them for full-grown plants. I want to aim for them to be about 0.5 centimetre apart. We missed. So you've got to keep your seedlings really well hydrated, which does mean spraying them, misting them up to 4 times a day. So they are a bit intensive just for the first few days. So keep the surface of the soil and the seeds damp and keep them in a reasonably warm place, like a living room, somewhere in the house. And in about 7 days, you'll have something that looks like this, ready to cut and add to your favourite dishes.